Hey everybody, on today's show, you may remember her as Kitty from WoW, Women of Wrestling, or as beautiful Brenda from Lucha Underground. Please welcome Holly Meowy.
Hi! I put the cat in cat-tastic, you know.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Mike Grand Show, and today's special guest, she was beautiful Brenda on Lucha Underground and Kitty on WoW, Women of Wrestling. Please welcome Holly Meowy. Hey Holly, how are you?
This is Angelico LaFrost.
Ooh, what a beautiful kitty.
Isn't he cute? He's actually a true albino, which is cool because, so right now his eyes look kind of like blue, but they actually turn pink at night, like an albino.
Wow.
Well, I don't know if human albinos' eyes turn pink at night, but like a mouse or a bunny or something, their eyes turn pink. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Thank you so much for joining us. So we had you on the show before. We have a great episode with you. So if anybody hasn't seen it, be sure to check it out. And I wanted to continue talking to you because there's so much to talk about that we didn't get to talk about the first time around.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, and a lot that has gone on in the past.
Yep. Now, one of the things I want to talk about is we know you're a cat lover. You actually have a podcast called Hollywood Cats. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sorry.
Okay, yep.
There was a catastrophe.
Okay, we are back, guys. We had a little catastrophe there. What happened, Holly?
Cats all got jealous that I was talking to you and not paying attention to them, and they jumped on the computer and knocked it down, and it went on the floor, and I had to reset everything up.
Okay, but we've got you back now. That's the good thing.
Yeah, that was kind of a catastrophe.
Well, maybe it's because it's one of those Hollywood cats.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You have a podcast, Hollywood Cats. So tell us what that's all about.
So, me and my friend Mark Rawlings, he is a radio cat daddy. Well, he's adopted a lot of cats from me in the past, and he loves cats, and he is a radio VJ. His list in radio goes on forever. He's done so much radio, so much voiceovers, and we both love to talk about cats all the time, like when we go out or, as friends, we're your BFFs. And he was like, why don't we do a podcast and, talk about cats for people to listen to? Because with all my experience as a rescue person and his, radio voice, and he has all the equipment and a studio and everything, I was like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. So we came up with the podcast called The Hollywood Cats because the studio is on Sunset Boulevard.
Awesome. And what do you guys talk about in your podcasts?
Well, we talk about cats, of course, but we have three main things. So we have a news story, which is like whatever cat news is current of the week or month or whatever. And then we have a health topic. So we talk about any type of health, like related thing in regard to cats, or a maintenance thing. So like if you want to know what best litter to buy, if you want to know how to take care of a kitty when you first get a kitty, or health issues or whatever, we go over all those things. And then we have a cat of the week at the end. So I pick a cat that wows me, wow, no pun intended, on Instagram, and I make that our cat of the week. So we've done different cats of the week. We had Grumpy Cat, we've had Little Bub, we've had Memphis was one of them. Cornelius. We've had various cats as cats of the week because there's just so many cats online now that we can pick one and we just showcase them for the week.
That's awesome. So
yeah.
What has been like your biggest challenge in doing a podcast? Were you nervous to start one?
No, actually, I was less nervous because you're not in front of a camera. You're just like your voice, you're just doing voice work. So you're all relaxed and you have your cats surrounding you and it's just like more of a Zen situation. And then I have all my notes and my, I research everything I talk about and everything. So it's just very chill and it's like you're just having a conversation with your friend and it's not anything that's nerve-wracking, or it's kind of just cool. Like we get together once a week and we film it and it's fun. Like we have a good time. Sometimes we'll go eat after or whatever, and it's just a fun little podcast for people who want advice from someone that's not a vet. Like I'm kind of like a cat specialist without cat dentals. Like, like I didn't go to cat college or anything, or, I'm not a veterinarian. I just know things from being in rescue for 10 years that a lot of vets wouldn't necessarily tell you. And I give like home remedies and all that stuff. And it's all free, so you don't have to buy it or anything. It's free information. Who doesn't like free information?
Yeah, and you just celebrated a milestone too, because it was your 50th show recently.
Yeah, we had a 50th show, which was crazy because I was like, wait, we filmed 50 of these things? Time flies, like it really does. Like you don't realize, and then you have 50 episodes. I was like, what? This is crazy. So we filmed that one. It's actually a video that you can watch and stuff on Instagram, on my Instagram and stuff. And we filmed that. So that was kind of fun because it was a little different than our normal just voice, talking into the microphones.
Yeah, it's so much fun, especially just like here, filming these episodes too. I could tell you, we film these so far in advance, as you know, sometimes. I actually, our first, I did like 15 episodes in the first month. And a lot of people don't know that. I'm giving you guys at home a little bit of trivia right now. But 15 episodes were actually filmed in the first month, and I've been filming ever since. So there's a long line of episodes we've got on this show.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I mean.
You do it every weekly, though.
Yeah, we do it weekly. We got to put our stuff out there, whatever your passion is. And, it's put it out. That's what it is nowadays. It's putting it out there, putting me out there for all to see.
But Holly
I've always done that.
Holly was one of the very first ones to come on here. So thank you, inaugurating our show here.
Yeah,
in the first
Lana too. Lana was on here too.
Yep, and if it wasn't for Lana, I would have never met you. So we have Lana.
I know. Lana's a special kitty.
Yep.
I love her.
So you also had a birthday recently that you celebrated, right? Can you tell us what you did on your birthday?
Okay, so my birthday this year, I went to the Meowdonna, aka Madonna, Inn, and it was probably the most catastic time I've ever had in my 9 lives. It was so fun, and if nobody knows what the Meowdonna Inn, aka Madonna Inn, is, it's this hotel in San Luis Obispo, and all the rooms are different like themes. So like they'll have like a rock room, like a caveman kind of room. They'll have like a romantic room with romantic scenery, a pink room. They have rooms with like winding staircases. They have floral rooms. I mean, Alex Madonna was the one who, made this amazing hotel. And I swear, if I could run my cattery there, if I could run my rescue there, that would be my dream life. Because it's so me, like so many pink rooms, glitter wallpaper. I mean, everything is so fabulous. Like the pool has like giant waterfalls. It's a must go to place, and it's all vintage. So there's a lot of good photo ops there, and so good. You can watch my time on my Instagram. I had a really good time on it. Like I keep posting my video.
And which theme room did you choose to stay in when you visited?
I stayed in the Karin room, which is all pink, and it overlooks the horses, which I'm scared of horses, actually. I don't know, like a lot of people don't know that about me, but I have like the horophobia. Or wait, that's like the phobia of horrors. No, I mean like horseophobia.
Have you ever ridden a horse or been around horses?
So I tried to ride a horse as a young child and screamed and cried. So then I tried as an adult child and I screamed and cried. Get me off here. I don't like things that like move when I'm on them. Like cars, yeah, I can do a car, or a tractor. I've ridden tractors too. Those are fun. But for some reason, a horse, the element of them can like buck me off and my whole body falls on the ground and I can crack my skull. Well, kind of like wrestling, I guess. It's the same. But yeah, I know. That's a little weird comparison there. But I don't know, for some reason horses, and they sense your fear too. So I had this modeling job that I did, and they didn't tell me it was at a horse stable. So when I got to the location of the address that they gave, I'm like, why is this at a horse stable? Like I got really spooked. I was like, oh my God, is this real? And they literally made me stand by a horse and act like I loved it. And all my photos came out like kind of like I look scared or traumatized in my photos. And literally they chose one and it was blown up on the 5 freeway for 5 years. It was there with the outfit, it was a clothing company, and that was all they could get out of me was like I was so scared of this horse because it kept showing me its teeth. Like it was like, I don't know. I'm just really afraid of horses. It's weird. I don't know why. I just can't. I love all animals and I would never want to see a horse hurt or anything, but I just keep them over there. And so when I went to the Madonna Inn, I bought a fake horse. And I rode my fake horse around because I wanted to fit in, because everyone's riding horses and I'm like, oh God.
Well, the one thing you definitely aren't scared of is the wrestling ring, which a lot of people know. You played Kitty on Wow Women of Wrestling and beautiful Brenda on Lucha Underground. But that's not the only thing you've been on. You've been on a lot of things besides wrestling. You've been a lot of acting things. And one of those gigs that you got was on 2.5 Men. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, that was kind of scary too. I mean, I kissed Charlie Sheen. Just saying. No, I'm just kidding. I love Charlie Sheen. He's a nice guy, really sweet. But yeah, I had to kiss him, and then I threw up after on the episode. Not in real life, guys. I didn't really throw up. I don't want him to get mad at me. But that was a really fun show to work on. It's just like everyone's super kind. Chuck Lorre is amazing. And what's interesting is Chuck Lorre has a spin-off show from what's his show with the space nerds?
The Big Bang Theory?
The Big Bang Theory. His space nerd show. He has the Sheldon, the young Sheldon,
yep,
is filmed a few doors down from my house.
Oh, awesome.
So yeah, his new show, Young Sheldon, is just filmed right down the street from my house. So I get to see them like filming all the time, that new show, and I'm like, that house is like, It's literally like a stone's throw from my house. So that's kind of cool.
We're going to have to sneak you on that set and report back to us.
I know, right? Well, they would allow me on. He knows me and stuff, so I gotta go over there and say hi. But since things have been different, it's kind of like I can't just walk on set or anything. So, you know, I have to be, there's lots of policemen and stuff. I could use my cat-like skills to maybe sneak in, but I don't know.
And how did you get booked on 2.5 Men?
So, I think it was kind of, I got a casting call and my agent said, oh, there's this role for 2.5 Men that they think you would be perfect for and they want you to come in. And so I came in and there was like all these girls like in line to audition for it. Same, you know, Hollywood is that way. And there was no, you know, they didn't put me on self-tape or anything. I actually auditioned for the casting director. And I come in, auditioned for him, I left. Then the agent said that I have a call back. And so I go back to the callback and there's literally all these girls again that got a call back. So I was like, well, they didn't really narrow it down too much. But as soon as I got in there, all these girls had signed in before me. And I signed in way after them. And then the casting director was like, Holly Meowy, we would like to see her first. And I was like, oh, hello, me first. Wow, okay. And so I was like, bye, Felicia's, to all the girls. And then I booked it. They all gave me the stanky face. And I was like, sorry, I don't know what happened. They want me first. And then they wanted me first and I got the job. So it was cool. I was really happy.
And now another show that you got booked on was on MTV's Fear. Can you tell us a little bit about that show?
Yeah, that show was more reality based, and they just basically take a bunch of people and, well, like a group of people, like I think we were like 5 people or something, and they put them in this really haunted, scary place, and then they torture them and see who can last the longest. And guess who did? Hi, I won. So, which is weird. I don't always come out the winner in those shows, but in that one I did. So that was pretty cool.
What kind of scary things did they have you do?
Well, they had me electrocute myself, which was kind of weird. That felt kind of strange. I've never electrocuted myself before, so it was a little of a weird feeling. And then they also had me they had some like metal spikes like being thrown at me from a ceiling, which was really traumatizing. But I've been through more traumatizing things than that show since, I would say.
And then you were also on NBC's Las Vegas. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so that I actually played a prostitute. Very, very hard role. No, I'm not a prostitute, but I play one on television. I also play a cheerleader. I also play many other characters. But that role was kind of funny because the premise of the scene was that this young kid who was in college ordered some prostitutes because he's a trust fund baby, and he ordered some prostitutes to kind of make him look good to his friends. And so I was the head one. I was the head prostitute who got all of his frat boys, the girls, and everything. So that was a real fun one. I really liked working with those people. That was really, I think the one guy was on Reading Rainbow, the director.
Yes.
Yeah, he was really nice. I remember. I don't know if I remember Reading Rainbow, but I just know that that's what people were telling me. Like, and so I watched like an episode on YouTube, and I was like, oh, it's so sweet. Like with the kids and stuff, love it. And
you were also in a Budweiser commercial as well.
Yes, a really fun job because I played like this socialite. That was actually for Super Bowl. And I played this socialite on the beach, and I'm yelling at my agent, like all the socialites yell at their agents, which really, I don't know if socialites have agents really, but in this commercial they did. And I stub my toe in a magic lamp, and then out pops a genie, and he grants my wishes, but I say that I want to be like a bubbly, irresistible, delicious thing, and he turns me into beer.
Now, what I want to know is, you've done wrestling, you've done acting. Which is the harder of the two?
Well, I would say wrestling would be harder only because you're acting and you're having to you're acting at the same time as you're having to remember your move, like who you're with and your moves, and like trying to get out of the way. Like I had to know all the matches and know who was fighting each other and make sure I'm acting while I'm getting out of the way because people are flying over me, and if I'm in the way, like I'll get really badly hurt, you know. And then also you're acting and you're wrestling at the same time, so it's kind of like it's like improv because it's real, but it's like you're all in the moment and it's real, but it's also like you have to remember your storylines too, you know. It's kind of, that's what I would say. I would say wrestling was harder than acting for me because I've been doing the acting thing for a really long, since I was a kid. I haven't been wrestling since I was a kid. So that's something I had to like learn. I had to learn how to do some moves because I'm a manager. I get thrown around more or less. And I had to like learn that at the same time as being Kitty at the same time. You don't want to get caught in your head thinking about wrestling when you're also, you know, you're a character in the ring. So you kind of have to be the best of both things in wrestling. So props to wrestlers because it's not easy to do that. Like it's really hard. You know, the girls on Glow, they had to remember all their lines and everything. A lot of what I did was all improv. But those girls have to remember like crazy lines, crazy moves. They're not wrestlers, you know, to begin with. They had to be trained. So yeah, I'd say wrestling versus acting is harder. Yeah.
Is there anybody in your career with wrestling that you never got a chance to work with that you would have liked to have worked with?
Like Roman Reigns? No, I'm just kidding. No, he's cute. Let me think here. You mean acting or wrestling?
In wrestling.
In wrestling.
It could have been at any of the promotions you worked with, or even if it was WWE, anybody that you've seen out there that you would have wanted to work with. Or maybe, you know, in the future could possibly see yourself.
I did work with a lot of really great people being in Lucha, like a lot of really great people. I mean, I would have loved to have done something for Glow. You know, those girls, I would have loved to work with them. That would have been really cool. I would have, I'm just trying to think, trying to think of like who is a new wrestler that I like a lot. There is one girl, Mandy, she's really cute.
Mandy Rose?
She would be fun to work with, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I love working with Kira. I love Taya. I love working with her. She's amazing to work with. And Lana, I mean, honestly, I worked with all my favorites. You know, I mean, Roman Reigns would be fun, you know, like, you know, or the Bella Twins or something.
Yep. And is there any kind of match that you've seen that you never got to participate in that you thought would be a lot of fun to do?
Yes. I thought it would have been super fun, but it didn't happen, to be in a cage match. I never got to be in a cage match, and I just thought Kitty in a cage match, crawling up the cage like she's a caged kitty, you know, like she can't get out of the cage. And you know, because I'm a good climber, because when I trap cats, I have to climb fences a lot. So I'm good at climbing fences. And like when I used to ditch school, like in high school, I used to climb fences all the time. So I thought that would have been kind of fun to be like a cage cat in a cage match, but that never happened. Unfortunately, that would have been fun. Or maybe like a water match, like you know, like a wrestling ring in the water, and I did like a chicken fight kind of wrestle. These are all like my made up amazing wrestling things that I think are fun, like a water match.
You can make up whatever type of match you want to do.
Right. I mean, right? I don't know. A water match would be fun because you can't really get hurt in the water as much, you know? You fall and it's like splash, and it just, you know, it would be fun to like drown people. Not really drown them, but, you know, in wrestling, I don't know. I think that would be really. Oh, and then I wanted to do a fun kitty match with Taya, and we never did it, but we will someday. That would be really fun too. Unfortunately, she doesn't have the wrestling ring at her house anymore. She moved, but oh well, we'll figure it out.
And do you think there's a possibility we could see you back in the ring someday?
I think there is a good possibility. Me and Famous B talk about it all the time. There's been a bit of a break, but we're not out of the ring completely. You know, we're gonna come back. I love working with him. I think our chemistry is amazing. I love working with Lana too. It's a totally different chemistry. Like Lana and us are the Barbies, and like me and Famous are more like Cocoa and iced tea, or like, you know, I don't know what other compilation. Like he's really funny and stuff, and I'm like his little like Barbie blow up doll. I don't know. It's just funny. Like our chemistry is different, and it's a completely different character too. Hopefully, I mean, I always love WoW. I would love to come back to WoW, as I've said before. And you know, it would be great if magically I put it in the universe, and I know the fans would just love to have Lucha back someday. It's not, I mean, it hasn't come back, but never say never, right? There's always hope if you put that energy out there, and you know, maybe something will happen someday with Lucha again.
Yep, and exactly what happened at the end of Lucha?
It was a funding thing. Yeah, it's an expensive show. Like all the stuff that's involved in that show, and the set building and the way it was shot was just gorgeous. It was so like Robert Rodriguez style. It was expensive, and it was a funding thing. You know, like a lot of shows, you know, if they don't have the funding anymore, the show cannot go on until they have the funding. So if some investor out there sees this, well, hello there, hello. let's have Lucha come back. My shoulder will be thankful. You know, stuff like that.
And what kind of role that you haven't played, or type of movie or anything like that, would you like to see yourself doing in the future that maybe you aspire to do?
Well, recently I shot a music video for Mike Mangan. He's an amazing organ artist in Los Angeles. He plays the Hammond organ, which is a vintage keyboard. If people don't know, it's you know, like from the Doors, like that old vintage sound, or you know, Obla Como Va. That song has a lot of that sound in it. But I shot this music video with him for Halloween, but it's year round. Everybody likes spooky videos year round, but and I play like this like creepy crawly kind of girl that was thrown out into the trash. You know, like a total like throwaway chick, which actually I played that on Lucha too. I was a homeless girl on Lucha, and then he turns me into beautiful Brenda. So, that but I would like to play some like girl that nobody wants. Why that's making me laugh, but nobody wants her. Somebody who came out of a mental institution, an insane asylum, somebody that had nowhere to go, that was thrown out on the streets. She maybe had to turn tricks or something, some really just raunchy girl, and have it come out great in the end for her, like have a total life turnaround or something.
Like a Pretty Woman type story.
Yeah, but
maybe.
more like Girl Interrupted, maybe, kind of like mental institution, something dark, maybe American Horror Story style. Because I've always done fun, cutesy things and stuff, and I just want to show my real acting chops, because my acting coaches they sing my praises in class, and there's a lot that people haven't seen in me yet, and because I've always just been this bright, sunny bubble person, and that's my normal attitude. So I get typecasted a lot in that, but I have a really wide range that I'd like to show off more of.
Okay. Yeah. And now it's time to play the lightning round. So the way this is going to work is I'm going to tell you a couple things, and you just tell me which one you prefer.
Okay.
So the first one is The Simpsons or South Park?
Simpsons.
Cash or credit?
Cash. Cash monies.
WWE or AEW?
I would say WWE. Yeah.
Okay. Favorite new
I know, I like AEW too, though. I don't want to hurt their feelings. Because I really like Brandy. Brandy's dope. And Luchasaurus is on there too. And it's tough. But I'm going to say WWE for right now.
Okay. Favorite new streaming service? HBO Max or Peacock?
HBO Max.
Kit Kat or Reese's Peanut Butter Cup?
Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
Clueless or Legally Blonde?
Clueless. Yep. I love Clueless, but I love Legally Blonde. But I felt I don't know. I'm not into legal things.
Would you rather go bowling or play a game of pool?
Pool.
The ultimate question. Boy band, Backstreet or NSYNC?
Backstreet. Iced
coffee or hot coffee?
Ooh, gosh. Well, that kind of depends on the weather, because I love ice. I'm going to say hot though. That's what I'm drinking right now.
Ocean or mountains?
Ocean. Although I will say this. Wait, am I supposed to go fast on this?
No, that's fine.
Not explain my answer? Oh. I'm am I supposed to just
It's a lightning round, so it's supposed to be fast, but you can explain.
Okay, so so I have this scaredness, besides horses, of tidal waves. So I would never want to live on the ocean, because I'd be scared of a tsunami coming and taking me, and I'd become a mermaid probably, but I would probably die. There would be no way of you can't run from a wave. Unless you're that model who climbed all the way up a palm tree. Did you hear about that? I don't know.
No.
Yeah, there was some model who there was a tsunami that came in, a tidal wave, and she climbed all the way up a palm tree and lived.
Wow.
But I'm not sure my cat climbing skills are that good. Anyways, that's why ocean, but I wouldn't live on the ocean.
Okay. Blackjack or poker?
Poker. Poker face.
And then CDs or cassettes?
CDs.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us today. Can you let everybody know how they can contact you?
Well, you can contact me at Holly Meowy on Instagram, LA Cat Club on Facebook, or LA Cat Club on Instagram, or the LA Cat Club on Twitter.
Thank you so much again for joining us today. I had a blast. It's always fun to have you on the show.
Oh yes, let me just show you one more kitty for the road.
Yes, give us another kitty to see. Who's
kitty?
this
I have a few here. I have a few. This is Angelico. We'll go back to him.
Hey, Angelica.
Angelico.
Angelico
LaFrost. And you know Angelico's named after Angelico on Lucha Underground.
Okay.
Yes.
And how old is he?
Not like him and I were best friends or anything, but it was at a time when I was naming all the cats after the wrestlers. So this is one I kept because I loved him so much. Mwah.
And how old is he?
He's 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
and who's the other one that you got there?
Oh, this one? This is Baby Jesus.
Baby Jesus.
He's old.
How old?
He's 11. He's old. He's not feeling too good though. Yeah.
Oh, you know, well, you know what to sing him, right?
Yes, I do know that.
Yep. All right. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you guys for watching. Keep it right here for some more great interviews, and we'll talk to you all soon. Bye, everybody.